Hello everyone, this is Team Pushya. I am Richa and along with me I have Prasan. We are going to present on fast moving consumer goods and consumer durables. The contents for today's topic are industry segment analysis, industry life cycle and growth, demand determinants, major markets and segments, major players and their revenue, and Gartner Quadrant.
Hi, I'm Prasan. Imagine that you have met your two school friends on the road and had a nice coffee while sharing old memories with. Is it only require nice coffee or ambience to matters? Yes, you guessed right. I'm presenting with respect to Cafe Coffee Day.
CCD is an Indian cafe chain. VG Siddhartha started the cafe chain in 1996. The first CCD outlet was set up at Brigade Road, Bangalore, Karnataka. The company had 1752 cafe outlets over 243 cities as of 2019. It also expanded outside India with its outlets in Austria, Czech Republic, Egypt, and Nepal. Now, I'm going to present industry segment analysis.
Industry segment analysis. FMCG stands for fast moving consumer goods and FMCD stands for fast moving consumer durable. As the term suggests, one sector deals with the consumer goods that have a smaller shelf life and are perishable in nature. Example, food items like milk, bread, etc. On the other hand, durable are more durable, of course, and do not wear out too soon. They have a utility value over a period of time. Example, consumer electronics like microwave, washing machine, etc.
Now, my teammate Richa is going to present industry life cycle and growth.
Hi, this is Richa. I'm going to talk about industry life cycle and growth. The FMCG sector is expected to grow at 9 to 10% in 2020. The urban sector grew at 8% and the rural sector grew at 5% in the quarter ending September 2019. The consumer durables is expected or estimated to be rupees 76,400 crores in financial year 2019 and a growth rate of 10% was recorded. CCD, despite its first mover advantage, has to raise its game in a crowded market after the arrival of international brands and upmarket local chains. As competition in Indian coffee chain market has gained pace over the past few years, the same store sales of CCD fell from 8.2% to 5.4% in the year 2019.
Now I am going to present on demand determinants.
Demand determinants. If we talk about the determinants which drive the demand for FMCG, we can take an example of CCD. If the price of CCD coffee is reasonably less as compared to baristas and Starbucks, and the taste of the coffee also matches well with the Indian consumers. Now, if we take the consumer durables of CCD, the coffee vending machine might be bought because of the income of the consumer and also because of technology to get a great cup of coffee instantly.
Now, Prasan will present on major markets and their segments FMCG and FMCD.
Considering the product type, we have food, beverages, healthcare, and personal home care. The whole 50% of the consumer are into person and home care segment. The reason can be the consumer are more inclined towards the lifestyle and grooming with respect to their personal and home care stuff. Then talking about the distribution channel of FMCG sector, we have four different segments like supermarket, hypermarket, grocery store, and especially the store of the e-commerce. The region can be classified into rural and the urban segments, where the majority of the consumer, that is 55% of them, are into the rural segment. Corresponding to the FMCG sector, also there can be the scene of a lot prospect enter into the rural market because of the rising incomes and the growing lifestyle. Now let's look into the FMCD sector. It can be seen here that half of the revenue contribution in FMCD sector is alone by the country China. One of the major reasons can be its net income value. The ranks of the country US contributing to 31%, followed by India contributing around 2% of the revenue generation. The people of the country prioritize their basic necessities, making them more inclined toward the FMCG sector when compared to the FMCD sector.
Now, Richa will present major players and their revenue in FMCG sector.
Major players and their revenues. Nestle, Johnson & Johnson, P&G, Unilever, Pepsi are the world's top 5 FMCG companies. These companies generate revenues in billions of dollars. and cover highest market share in this sector over the world. In India, ITC is the highest revenue generating company in FMCG sector, followed by HUL, Nestle, Britannia and Colgate Palmolive. In India, a large contributor to the revenue generated by FMCG sectors are the rural segment. They accounted for a revenue share of 45% and the urban segment accounted for a revenue share of 55%.
Now, Prasann will present on major players and their revenues FMCD.
Major players in revenue. In the 2019 financial year, Apple's revenue came to a total of 260.17 billion US dollar. In India, Bajaj Electricals is a top player in consumer durable sector. Volume sales in overall consumer electronics and major domestic appliances market grew 9% year in 2019. 60% of urban consumers aspire spend on personal and home electronics, followed by appliances 53% and education 43% in India.
Now, my teammate Richa will present Gartner Quadrant in FMCG sector as well as Gartner Quadrant in consumer durable sector.
Gartner Quadrant. The quadrant uses a uniform set of criteria for evaluation, and all these results are plotted in a graphical form. With 4 quadrants: leaders, challengers, visionaries and niche players. All these are used to show the competitive positioning of companies within an industry. It depicts a market which uses 2-dimensional matrix and which is based on the completeness of vision and the ability to execute. CCD in both FMCG and in consumer durable sector is a niche player as compared to other companies because it successfully focuses on a particular or specific sector and product and are unable to outperform and out-innovate other competitors.
Growing awareness, easier access and changing lifestyle have been the key growth drivers for the FMCG and FMCD sector. As I mentioned in the presentation, many players are expanding into new geographical and categories, hence brand consciousness has also aided demand, including other factors like a rise in working age population and increasing penetration in rural areas. Therefore, change in lifestyle have transformed our consumption pattern to a huge extent. Thank you.